Alright guys, I'm Chris. Picked up a little car last weekend. Just got a few faults and things like that. I'm going to see if we can try and fix it up, sell on, make a wee bit of money out of it. Hopefully that'll be nice. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome to this 2012 Suzuki Swift 1.3 DDIS diesel. This is the car we're going to fix up and hopefully sell on for some profit. Been driving the car for a wee bit now, and I have to say, you know, for a small, cheap, lightweight hatchback, it feels great to drive. You know, it does feel really solid. Pulls well, stops well, handles well. You know, if this car was for me to keep for the money I paid for it, geez, I'd be over the moon, to be honest. A very popular wee car, the Swift, so they are. You know, you see them very regularly on the road, and I think, you know, in terms of, you know, price, you know, for the quality you're getting, and because it's maybe not the most popular brand, I think you do get quite a bit for your money, because this thing feels really solid to drive, so it does. The only comment I can make on, you know, quality and build from a short drive is just that there's a lot of road noise, but very likely the tyres causing that, or a big part of it anyway. This one we've got 2012, 93,751 miles, 1.3 diesel. It's got a few issues. Go over them when we get back. You know, it handles really well on this wee back road that we're on just now. You know, it's, you know, the steering's not too light, changes direction quite sharp. You know, these town and city cars, they usually are very quick and direct with the steering. They're very light, so there's not much weight to swing about either, so they usually handle quite well. Brakes on the car feel okay. Let's see. I think the plan for the car is, you know, pretty simple project, to be honest. We got a wee bit lucky with, you know the situation, and, you know, we picked this car up for £1,000 and it needs very little work. Very little work if you're, you know, even remotely mechanically minded. You know, you put it into a garage, there'll be a few £100 to spend on this at least. I think it'll make a great first car for somebody, or, you know, maybe a good second car for a family home, you know, just something for somebody to nip to the shops and back, or run some errands while the main car's in use. Right guys, I'm back home. Get the code reader, plug it in, see what codes we're getting, go for there, disconnect the battery. It's going to be sitting for a while, probably the car, maybe a week or so. One code found, not bad. Sensor reference voltage C circuit open. P0697. Did we Google on that just now? Done a quick Google on the code there for the code reader, and it is that pressure sensor between DPF exhaust differential pressure sensor. It's those three names online. So that's a bit of a result, to be honest. We'll take that one off just now, give it a clean, put it back into the car, clear the code, see, let it run for a minute or two and see if it returns on that. Probably just order one anyway, to be honest. I don't want to bodge it and sell it on and then somebody phones me up the next day with the light coming on, It's not really worth the hassle. So we'll go and do that, maybe give it a quick test, disconnect the battery. I would like to get it finished this weekend, if we can get the parts for the fuel system delivered on time. We'll see. I thought I would jump in here and better explain what's going on in the video. Just disconnecting the battery very quickly. As I mentioned, the car's going to be sitting for a while, so we'll get that out of the way. Need a 10mm socket just to release the sensor from its little bracket, and the two vacuum lines running to the sensor. Just a pair of mole grips to release the hose clamps on them, and then obviously the connector at the back end of the sensor itself there. Underneath the car now, try and get a better look at this fuel leak, and as you can see there's two connections here running to the fuel feed and the fuel return lines underneath the car. You can see obviously there's dripping, the fuel's is running quite badly at least one of these connectors. I did try and give them a clean up while I was in here, just to try and better identify which pipe was giving us the trouble, but to be honest it was a pretty poor weather this day, so I wasn't entertaining being under here for too long. But I gave them a clean up, the leak continued. You can see they're pretty badly corroded, so pretty much planned straight away just to replace both pipes. Pretty easy job to remove the pipes. There's two hose clamps in the engine bay you need to release, so just a pair of mole grips for those, and you'll see these connectors along these clamps along the body of the car, these plastic clamps. They just pry off the body. There's no work involved in getting those undone other than just getting something underneath them and just forcing them away from the body of the car. And then obviously disconnecting the two fuel pipes that run to the two connectors, sorry, that run to the fuel tank. So as you can see in the photos here, pretty badly corroded, the pipes. Badly corroded in the area that's exposed. The area where the hose actually connects to the pipe here is, as you can see, is pretty good shape. So we just wire brushed everything back and made sure it was nice and clean again and free from any build up of rust, and coated it with some Rustisol 2 rust prevention product. Once we get that connected again, it's been absolutely fine since, so that was a good result. I'm not sure which point in the video this will be in, but I just thought I'd give you a kind of final update on the Swift before we sell it. It's going for an MOT on Monday, but I'll just go over the bits and pieces that we've done just to get it ready for selling. Basically, it's minor fixes, so let's go. I'm not sure which videos went up at this point, but we did give this a clean last weekend. It's turned out really well. I think the back end was quite greasy and still is a little from the fuel that was being flung up, so maybe we need to go over that again. But we got our fuel lines swapped. There's been no leaks since, although I do have a pan of oil and diesel to get rid of now, but underneath the car, this is an old spill from when I was actually swapping the lines. It has been dry for the past week, so that should be that done and dusted. We got the sensor swapped at the front of the car. Give the engine bay a clean as well. That came up really well. It was looking terrible previously. So we got our sensor swap down here. You can see just down there behind the coolant bottle. It's in there. We've got the code cleared and cleared the codes. It's not came back since. I just gave it a quick run about just to go and pump the tyres up, and it's it was fine there. MOT Tuesday. Maybe clean inside today and get some photos taken, and then she's ready to go. See how much money we can make. If I'm doing the inside of that today, I might try and clean the Discovery today and the M3, because this is filthy from just driving all the time, obviously, and I've been using this the past week to get to work, so it's in really bad shape, especially inside. So, a busy day. Oh, it's cold. So, just taking the photos of the car. Give it a clean inside this morning. It's very, very cold today, so looking forward to getting back in the house. I tried to position the car to get Aaron behind us there, but maybe you can see it. So got my photos, you know, get a list made of the work we've done to the car, costs. I think, you know, price wise, looking at the ones online, there's not many 1.3 diesels for sale, and you know, they're kind of 4.5, some of them at least, the ones that I've seen. You know, we paid X amount for this car. I think we're going to go for about 3,750. Anything over 3 is a bonus though. That's, you know, almost a couple of grand profit. Alright, so I guess the next video, or the next part of the video, will be talking about the sale and what we're going to buy next. Hope you've enjoyed it. Well, we've just sold the Swift, guys. Guy's on his way to pick it up soon, so that's good news. Took a couple of weeks longer than I was expecting, but mainly because it had been sat on the front, not being touched for a couple of weeks, so that was my fault. But sold it now. Go and take a wee quick look, make sure everything's ready for it, and yeah, I'll tell you how much I made. It's the most important thing, really, isn't it? So that's how we look. We just picked up this wee Cooper S the other day, actually, as a kind of second family car. Wee Cooper Clubman thing, it's quite cool. Never been a huge fan of minis myself, but this thing's quite smart. If you want to know anything about this, let me know and we'll get some videos. M3's parked here, just cleaned that after a big drive the other day there. I've got a video on that coming soon. We tour of some good roads in Scotland, if you're interested in seeing that. And, fuck, keys are on the other side. Still nice and clean inside, which is good. Could do a wee dust down maybe. So, as I mentioned, it's sold now, thankfully, which is good. A wee bit longer than expected, but at least it's done now and we can move on to something else. So, I'll have listed the work we've done to the car so far at this point, how much everything's cost is, and we've sold it for 2,750.
Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Break out the red panties.
Which is a good profit. I think it's a fair price. I don't think we sold it above really where it should have been. I'd advertised a wee bit high for a couple of weeks just to see, well, for 1 week at least, just to see what interest it got at that. Wasn't a huge amount, a few time wasters as usual, but yeah, 2,750 in the end. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just move on to the next project now, which, you know, I'm looking for. See what else is for sale that needs a wee bit of work that we can do up and fix on, sell on, do up, fix, sell on. I've got my eye on a wee Scirocco that's in Glasgow just now, or just above Glasgow near Mulgai. If you've got any suggestions, any cars you want to see done next, you know, if there's something local that, or fairly local, that's you know, that's a good fit for what we're trying to do, you know, take things on, need a bit of work, fix them ourselves, sell them, make some money, work our way up. Yeah, let me know, try and pick them up. As I just said there, the M3's just given that a clean, just back from a big drive yesterday, so I'll have a video on that on the channel shortly, just you know, from where I stay to Inverary via Rest and Be Thankful, then from there to Tyndrum, and then across to the Duke's Pass, which, you know, I've seen on another YouTube channel recently, the Drive Tribe channel. Well, a bit of a spoiler, that road was nowhere near as good as what it was made out to be, so maybe see that in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, let me know what you want to see next, and hopefully it's been helpful for somebody that, you know, wants to start fixing cars, you know, and they can just jump into it and not worry too much that they'll not be able to fix things. If you want to fix it and you're willing to learn and put a wee bit of effort into it, you will get it. So see what's next.